Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 of, I guess, our Black Friday haul and install. Up next, SumoSprings. We're so excited to test these out. It's probably one of the first things we probably should have jumped on, but you know, we waited at a good time because Black Friday's had a really good deal, 25% off for the front and rear, so that was awesome. We're leaving this week for Utah. So we're at a time crunch right now. All the packages literally just arrived right before Christmas, and we bought these at Black Friday. So it's been taking some time for a lot of things to come in with shipment delays and whatnot. We're getting a head start this morning only because it is a weekday and we are getting ready to head out to Utah in the next few days. So we definitely want to test these babies out on the long drive. So it'll be our longest haul since we've had the rig. So we're going to start in the front this morning, and when Kevin gets home, we'll start in the rear later tonight. So let me show you guys what we got. Here we are. We did get the front and the rear set, and the site was offering 25% off during the Black Friday sale. So the whole set ended up to being with tax and everything $416 for us. And we're gonna get, like I said, we're gonna start it on the front this morning because we're trying to cram everything in for this week because we're gonna be leaving soon. Kevin already laid everything out. So the front, okay, this is the rear and that's the front. So it should be a quick install, but let me show you guys what the stock ones look like. I think they're like a quarter of what these are. So, and you know, we probably should have, this is probably one of the first things we should have done with those shocks, but we're here now and we got a good deal on them, so let's get to it. Okay, so let me show you guys, we just put the jacks up, and let me show you guys, look at that. So that's the original, there's the original bump stop that's comes with it, and we're going to replace it for those heavy duty Sumo springs. So let me put a comparison picture right next to it. Let me grab the spring. Look at the difference of that, guys. It's like I said, it's like a quarter, maybe even like
So with that design,
even the diameter too.
So the factory one is designed so you don't bottom out. So what the Sumo Spring does is it's gonna be basically collapse all the time actually,
so unless you're not gonna always bottom out.
Unless we're leveling out the rig, then it's gonna put space, but it's gonna be constant weight on it. So what's gonna do is it's gonna distribute the chatter.
Okay.
This is gonna absorb everything.
Nice.
And then hopefully it'll prevent all the road vibration through the chassis.
Okay, cool. So we'll definitely after we get these installed, we'll definitely give you guys an update once we take off for Utah. So that's going to be a long travel for us, and we're going to get a good amount of time to, you know, check everything out and report back. So let's get these front ones in first, and we'll see if we have time this morning to get the rear. It might be later tonight, but we'll get these in first. Alright, so right now what we're doing is we just want to get a before and after of the ride height. So right now this is what we're measuring out at.
31 inches.
Okay. 31. And then
let's go to the rear.
Okay, let's go over to the rear.
So this we can actually measure the center. So this one is 36. Exactly 36.
Okay, nice. All right, cool. So those are 31 and 36. So we'll install and then we'll give you guys the after results.
Oh, so this one I think it just pops.
Oh, it just pops off?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well that was easy. Okay, so Kevin went to go get a 10mm to unscrew that.
5mm wrench. I mean Allen key. This is a 13mm. So the Allen keys will hold this, and this attaches to the frame. So let's take that washer off.
So we also took off the OEM, that bracket, and we're using the Sumo bracket, right?
Yeah. Oh, so this one, I don't think we need that nut, because this one screws directly into here. Yeah, so let's disregard the nut.
Okay. Yeah, so when you guys are buying this, we bought it from SumoSprings Direct. It tells you to list, you know, your chassis, make, model, whatnot, and it'll get you to the right part numbers. But I'll also the part numbers that we got from them as well.
So put a bunch of Loctite on it. It's gonna be blue Loctite.
Okay. That gets screwed on with an Allen key.
So you want to make sure that this bracket is parallel with the frame. Okay. Sweet.
Now the springs go on there?
Yes. Ooh, this looks like it's gonna work very well.
And then, yeah, we're gonna grab that bump stop down there and we're gonna put it right back up again so you guys can see a side-by-side view as well.
So,
look at this.
Bam!
It's like a little nub compared to the SumoSprings. This is awesome.
So as you can see, oopsie, once this thing is lowered, there's gonna be constant tension right here.
Yeah, so once I get the jacks back down, I'll come back down here, guys. So we're gonna work on that the next one right over there. And that was a pretty quick install. So far, we haven't ran into any problems yet. And I don't think there's gonna be any problems in the chassis and area versus the RV, but let's get to the next one. Here's the second one. You just gotta yank it off. And that's it, guys. It's not even screwed on or anything. It's just, it just popped in there. Again, we gotta get the screw off. Okay, again, Loctite, and we're screwing on the plate that came with the SumoSprings with the Allen key. And definitely make sure that it's lined up to the frame as well. If you guys hear snoring, it's this guy. He's trying to help out this morning. What's up, buddy? What's up? All right.
Okay.
All lined up. Next, a little bit of Loctite.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we didn't do the rear yet, but we want to take the jacks down and see where it's sitting at the front. So we're gonna go out and get those up. All right, here are the front two that we took out compared to what we just installed. So we're going to get the jacks up and we're gonna see what the front is, and then we're gonna get back to this one later tonight. Jacks coming up. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it's sitting right on that plate. All right, so you guys see that? It's sitting right there. That's gonna be a nice ride. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I raised it a little bit. Oh, it looks really good.
You want to get the measuring tape? Okay, so that's where it's sitting. Let's get what's the new ride height? We had 31 earlier.
So I raised it a little under an inch.
So we're at 30.
Probably say 31 and 7/8.
Okay, it's not too crazy. Let me check the other side. All right, yeah, they're sitting really nice.
Oh, it's gonna help with the sway too.
Nice.
Well, our sway, we don't have any sway, but I think it's gonna make it feel a lot more rigid.
All right, well, that's it for this morning. We're gonna have to finish the rest later this evening. All right, guys, down here, moving on to the rear. I don't think it pops off as easy as the front did, because we were trying to pull on it and it didn't do that. So Kevin's gonna go grab something to see how we can get that out, to see if maybe there's a screw in there. All right, so we had to, Kevin's at like a weird angle here. This one's a little bit hard to get into. Yeah, so you guys have to be a little bit more flexible getting under here, because there is a screw on the rear, and that was a 15 that we're using. So the rear is a little bit more tricky than the front. We still need this chunk right here, this top?
No.
No?
The new one comes with the new bracket.
Okay,
so
cool. So
spacer actually.
we don't need this whole thing. So here's the rear.
Let's go ahead and take this one out too.
Yeah, since we're down here. You gotta squeeze your way in there. Yeah, so when you guys are done unscrewing it, just careful when it falls down, or if it falls down, just hold on to it, because it is pretty heavy. All right, let's get those new babies on. I'm gonna go grab them. There's the rear that we just took out. So these, here are the new brackets that Kevin was talking about. They're right here. So we're gonna swap them out as well. So they do come with the whole new set for you guys. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and it also comes with the extra length bolts.
Oh, cool.
So there's two options. So I was reading on here, if you want to decide to use the spacer, you go with the 4.5-inch bolts.
Okay, so these are the instructions.
And without the spacer, you're gonna go ahead and use the 3.5.
Okay, so that's all listed on here.
So I believe this is the spacer right here.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Since we do tow a lot, so it's better to keep the high rate.
Nice. So finishing this up tonight. Here it is. Here's what we pulled out. Look at that. What a difference. Okay. So here's the spacer, and here's that bracket, and then we're gonna put
so
the
then
screw.
so this is the frame. Washer, shiny side up.
And then
And
drop it
then
down.
I think we're just turned in. Make sure we put Loctite.
Of course, they do give you guys Loctite as well. We have some of our own as well. All right, just getting the Loctite on. Is the spacer maybe too much?
Took the washer out.
Really quick, we left the washer out because it wasn't like screwing on right?
Yeah, it was being held on by like 2 threads. And
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with that, so.
Yeah, so it was literally only like right here. So yeah,
So we're gonna
took
address
off the...
it with longer bolts.
Okay.
And we'll reuse the washers.
Okay. So let's finish on with the other one. All right, guys, so we're back down here, and we're not liking how the spacer is not giving any space. So we just realized that the jacks are still down, as you can see. So we're gonna take out the spacer and redo the rear, even though it was kind of a pain. But we're gonna make sure we get this done the right way, because we don't want, yeah, it's gonna be like squishing it way too much, right?
Yeah. And then if it doesn't squish enough, we can always add it back on.
Okay.
And then, by the way, it is a 9/16, not a 15. So
Oh.
I got the correct one now. Yeah, it kind of bothered me all day, so I was like, would have hurt, you know.
So because we're taking out the spacer, we're switching the bolts back to the other size, and we're gonna put the washers on since we're not taking the washers out. So you took the washer off?
Yeah, because this one's short too.
So it looks like we're just having washer problems.
So bolt length problems.
Oh, bolt length problems. And that's what they gave us, right?
Yeah.
Because with the washer, we're losing 2 threads.
Yeah.
So it's starting to look good. So you guys can see his hands are at least sitting under the stop right there.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, so when we put our leveling jacks down, it's not going to get too squished.
I guess I'm going to leave it like angled so it contours with the frame. It seemed like it aligns it better too. So you notice on this side it kind of pulls it back. So this, before I was keeping it flush.
All right, next. All right. That one took a little bit longer. Okay, so we're just gonna get cleaned up down here, and we're gonna get the jacks down and see where the measurements are sitting now. As you guys remembered, we did measure it before we started the install, so we'll get cleaned up here. All right, sorry it's a little loud, but the jacks are up, and look, it's sitting right on it, not too bad. And I'll come back out and we'll see where it measures now. All right, let's measure it and see where it sits now.
guess it went
Similar
up
to the front,
an eighth of
So-
an inch.
not too big of a lift. All right, so the installation went pretty well, minus that we came back and took the spacers out. So we're gonna be heading out in the next couple of days, and we will report back. So see you guys on the road. All right, guys. So we've been on the road now. We are headed to Utah. Oh my gosh, we probably. I want to say this is probably one of the first things you should do is get the Sumo Springs.
It makes a big difference.
Night and day. When we left California, well, we left at night, so we didn't film anything at night. But California roadways are really, really rough, and all of the springs just absorb all of that.
All the chatter and all the like.
So what he means by chatter is that anytime we're on the California roadways, what, in my opinion, this is how I'm gonna describe it. I feel like the whole rig, the RV, is shifting or is moving, and you hear a lot of cracks and creaks because I feel like the frame is just, I don't know, but with the Sumo Springs, I feel like it makes everything solid. Kevin's driving, so he said the steering wheel even feels solid on eco mode, because normally when you're on towing mode, your steering wheel stiffens up. But we've been on eco mode since leaving California, and I don't know, you're the one driving. I feel a difference as a passenger. I feel a difference, definitely. We did have to make some tweaks on the Ranto shocks just to customize it a little bit. I think it was too soft, right?
Well, first it was too soft, and then I decided to stiffen it up, and then it was too stiff. So now I backed it off. So what I did is I loosened the rear all the way. So basically it's super soft right now. And the front, it's about, I would say, a quarter turn. So it's still soft, but not too stiff. So it's perfect right now. It works pretty well.
Yeah, so all in all, like I said, it's probably one of the first things we should have done. Well, I mean, shocks
this
is a must too. It definitely helps.
I think this with the shock combination,
oh yeah,
and having the adjustability makes the difference in our ride quality as we're feeling right now.
Definitely.
So I mean, I could probably go out and tweak a little bit more of it. Maybe I was thinking about shifting the rear, firming it up a little bit, and then maybe firm the front up a little bit more too.
So the only issue that we did run into was the bolt issue, because it wasn't long enough. And we felt we had to remove the spacers. We did pack the spacers with us just in case we wanted to add in. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Well, we'll see. So that's the only problem we had, was that when we had the spacers on, it was literally only sitting on a few threads. So we took the spacers off, and it's good. I really don't think we need to do any changes, but we did pack it with us just in case. All in all, best buy ever, and it was 25% off at the time that we bought it. So if you guys see a deal, jump on it. If you don't see a deal still, you should probably jump on it.
Yeah, jump on it.
Just jump on it. Other than that, guys,
plus, we're not sponsored by Sumo Springs whatsoever, by the way.
No, we're not sponsored by anyone right now. So, all in all, thanks guys for joining us as always every weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed our Black Friday install haul series, or little short sessions. We do have, I said 3, but we do have one more, and we're gonna do the snap pads in Utah because they say it's so easy to install that we just packed it with us, and because we're running out of time. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Guys.